think, Mark, my my consternation is not over the First Amendment. I understand my limitations as you've pointed out, but the concern in newsrooms is the fact that they're abusing the fact that these are national security when they really shouldn't be, and they're using a national security concern to target reporters. So that's where I think our proper argument should be. It's not a First Amendment issue. You're right, but I do see that the government often abuses its ability to hide things under the National Security Act to keep us from that information when they really don't have, you know.
I mean, separate there's a lot of nuances to this.
Yes.
That would be one. I mean, I was at a meeting with CENTCOM, Southcom officials the other day talking about the overclassification that we all know the government overclassifies things for a lot of different reasons. And that would be an argument to use. And I've used the term exploitation rather than abuse because the statute and the law permits what took place so far. If superficially,
it can still be abuse, but
this was legitimate. But there are facts that we need to know further. And I'll finish my point in terms of Nolan on saying I have been talking about this since the second administration started. And predicted, and again, I don't think this was anything prescient. Any one of us who deal with this issue knew this was coming. Espionage Act, more exploitation or abuse, however you want to phrase it, of the Espionage Act towards reporters is on the horizon, and the prosecution of a reporter, I dare say, I absolutely expect to happen.
Nolan.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. That's a good place to pick up because, Mark, I was going to bring up the how President Joe Biden made those adjustments in protecting reporters. And in April, like you said, Bondi overthrew them because it speaks to the larger context of what's going on here. The Trump administration has made it no secret. They're going after the press, through lawsuits or through buying out outlets, changing ownership, all those kinds of things. And I think that's why you have to put this in kind of that larger context. Why these investigations are happening, and the fact that change was made back in April, I think, speaks to that. I understand the history of the Espionage Act. I also understand that it's really ramped up in the war on terror through Bush and Obama, and the Trump years as well have used it a lot more. But I think again, it speaks to why. This is kind of a side note here, but in the digital era, a lot of things I think have changed in terms of press protections, and we need to rethink, I think, the First Amendment on how to better protect the press, particularly around these like digital devices and digital forms of communication. And I think this lawsuit or this investigation seems to speak to that as well, because they're getting all this digital content. And I was also thinking, Brian, about how last time I was on your show, we were talking about how Cy Hirsch had all the boxes in his office and it listed what story evidence was on the box, and here they are going in this reporter's home. What if those boxes were just there off the shelf? Like, oh, that's the one we were looking for.
Yeah. Oh, Pentagon Papers. Oh, great. We don't even have to search. Here's come on, Cy. Make it easier for him, why don't you? Go on. But to that point, and Nolan, I'll go to you on this. I'm so incensed with what the administration and what I'll just read these, this is from the reporting from the Washington Post. It is exceedingly rare, even in investigations of classified disclosures, for federal agents to search a reporter's home. A 1980 law generally bars search warrants for reporters' work materials unless the reporters themselves are suspected of committing a crime related to the materials. That's what you were referring to, Mark.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to intervene on this because when I read that, something struck me as that doesn't make sense to me. Yes. Totally incorrect. Yes. It's not necessarily incorrect.